Bagong lighting setup eh. Dramatic. Pa-sequence pa lang. Bakit nasa notepad yan? Stop. Live reaction. 79 minutes left. Ano bang i-react mo? Title pa lang. Kalimutan ko. Re-record ko rin yung sound record no? Eto. Yan. Recording. Bakit ganun yung mukha? Para matansya ko yung timing. Yun na. The silence of cringe. Sabihin, bakit 78 minutes pa? Excited ka? May babasahin. Babasa ako ng scenario. Yung speculative lang. In my opinion lang naman. Yung just in case na. Damn, anong ginagawa mo? Shit. Na-adjust ko tong sa pin. Yun nga pala yung sa speculative ko. Yung just in case na yung parang hindi ko gusto yung nangyari. At least na ipahayag ko yung yung parang expected na possible na mangyari. Credits kay Death Battle. Kung gusto nyo yung video nila, subscribe kayo. Hindi naman ako subscribe. Maano kasi yung ko homepage sa YouTube. Baka ma-flood ng nila videos. Kaya kung gusto nyo yung video nila, yung gawa nila, subscribe na kayo sa Death Battle. Yan, magre-react ako sa Excalibur VS Raiden. Warframe versus Metal Gear. Bakit Metal Gear? Dapat Destiny no? Ano Metal Gear? Hindi naman yan. Multiplayer. Hindi naman yung may multiplayer yata. Hindi ko alam. Hindi naman ako Metal Gear player. Kaya give me a slack. Hindi ko alam kung may gun ba. Bakit Warframe versus Metal Gear Bakit Metal Gear? Dapat yung naman. Yung ibang game. Yung Destiny. Parang poster boy versus poster boy ng kabilang laro. Bakit Metal Gear? Laban ni Raiden niya. Check lang. Ano naman ako 4 minutes in. Anong sinasabi mo? Check ko yung Twitch Studio. Baka kasi nakahang na yung kung salita lang ako ng salita. Hindi naman pala nagana naman siya. Yun nga, bakit Metal Gear Hindi ko naman sinasabi na walang laban si Raiden boy. Ano naman ako ito hinanda ko na to kasi baka maganda stumble ako sa kung ano sasabihin ko mamaya. Yun, ni-written down ko na siya. Even though I'm a Warframe player, I have high hopes that Raiden wins and can face anything Excalibur throw at him. Yun. Kaya peace. Peace sa mga Metal Gear Solid Master Race. Master. Sa mga player ba? Yung mga nakakaalam sa Metal Gear Solid na laro. Yun lang. Peace. Peace. I don't mean I didn't mean any harm. Hindi naman ako nang ano. Yung babasahin ko to. Babasahin. Sino ba nagsabi sa babasahin mo? Yun yung just in case nga lang na yung parang ano nga ba tawag na? It exceeds my expectations. Tapos iba pala yung pinaresent sa atin ng Death Battle. Yun, edi at least na yung parang na ilantad ko lang yung speculation ko. Speculation. Kasi ano yan eh. Saan assuming that the battle will be sponsored by the digital extremes themselves. The fight could take place on a location within while showcasing the Warframe universe. Yun. Kaya yung scenario na I came up with ano rin parang related din sa laro. Bakit na yung ka magsalita? Antok na ko eh. 11:46. Gabi sila eh. Gabi. 73 minutes. 1 o'clock. Bakit ka 1 o'clock? Baka sa kabilang panig ng Earth to. Malik pa, hindi ko naman alam kung saan naka-base itong ano eh. Sila eh. Kung ano yung time kung ano yung time scale ba? Time scale nila sa akin. Kaya gabi na dito. 11:47 AM. Ay, PM pala. Mamayang 1 AM sila eh. Yun. Notify. Naka-open naman siya. Naka-windowed. Yun na. And in the meantime, yun nga. Babasahin ko tong parang presentation ko. Speculative. Bakit ko ganun? Live reaction siya. Baka may viewer na umano eh. Nakinuod. Tapos garbage pa yung mga English ko. Kaya kinakabahan ko. First ano ko nga pala to. First parang reaction video. Ewan ko siguro kapag in-upload sa YouTube to, iyan ko agad. Yung i-claim tapos naka-block siya sa buong every country na may panood. Yun din, kaya parang hindi rin ano. Wala rin. Ewan ko. Live reaction. Hindi pa ako nakaka-experience ng yung parang itinik doon yung video. Stream pa naman to. Stream sa Twitch. Damn, baka i-take down kagad ako naman eh. Twitch. Tapos boom. Ewan ko, baka i-take down kagad yung video kasi nagre-react ako sa YouTube video. Kina-reddit ko naman sila ano eh. I'm already credited. The Death Battle. I am just reacting. No. Bakit? Ito, hindi ko nakiklik. Parang mga scenes, hindi ko na ililipat. Yun. credits to that battle. I am just reacting to their videos. Video. Yun lang. Excuse me. Nanarit ko mga tayo. Ang shabby mo niya. Ewan ko. Pang ano lang. Patagal ng oras. Ano pa eh? 60 minutes. Ano yun? Juice. Patanggal naman to. Bakit ba't ganun tunog na? Anong tunog na yun? Wala kang lalagyan eh. Malagay ko sa plastic bottle yun. Plastic bottle? Ano meron sa plastic bottle? Do not trigger me. Mapapatangent na naman ako. Mapapatangent ako sa kung saan yan eh. Kaya yun na, nirecycle ko yung puti. Pang container lang. Just get on your point already. Sabi. Sabihin ko na eh. Yun nga. Katulad nga ng sabi ko kanina. Sponsored. Notepad pa rin. Sponsored by the digital extremes themselves. Siguro baka ano yun. Panaluhin si Excalibur. Ewan ko, mali ka ba? Tignan natin kung ano ba yung explanation nila sa huli. Parang may sinasabi ako kanina. Yung sa live reaction. Yun nga. First time kong mag live reaction. Tapos baka i-take down ng Twitch yung stream ko. Kaya nga nire-record ko rin yung audio eh. Just in case lang naman eh. Yung just in case na ma-mute yung buong video o kaya certain parts. Nakaano pa naman yung microphone ko tsaka sa desktop. Baka kapag na-mute yung part nyo, nakamute din yung ang ba tawag dito? Voice over ko. Kaya nagre-record din ako yung sa cellphone no? Audio. Just in case lang naman na ganun eh. Well 66 minutes that battle. Kaya nga inanarrate ko yung aking speculation. Ano naman to eh? This is by all means not a spoiler. Sabihin, bakit mo nanarrate? Kita naman namin yung ano. Kita naman namin yung notepad. Bakit bawal? Wala, hindi ako marunong mag-presentation. Mag-ano ako. Paint. Animate ko yung mga sasab ko. Kaya ano lang muna ako. Notepad lang muna ako. Yan. 65 minutes. Almost 1 hour. Past 1 hour. Yan. Random. Papatikakling. hindi pa nag-umpisa eh. Matagal pa. 60, halos 60 minutes. Anong ginagawa? Ginagawa ko eh. Baka kasi ibang isipin nyo. Lang. The fight could end up in scenario 1. Raiden was too fatal and versatile to face off, and thus fighting experience very different to anything in the Warframe universe that Excalibur ever engaged. Yan. Lazy writing. Scenario 1. Scenario 2. Excalibur has so much gears to utilize and equip the endgame weapons that will make Raiden inevitably to be caught off guard, exhausted, and be open for his defeat. Lazy writing number 2. Yan lang. Kaya nga yung sinabi ko kanina eh. If you can, yung parang di nyo man lang ma-suspend yung disbelief nyo. Yun, limited lang kayo sa ganyan. Either scenario 1 or scenario 2. Hindi naman ako full support sa isang side. Ginawa ko rin si Raiden ng scenario niya. Yung parang patas lang ba? Pero ewan ko kung ano yung iti-take ng death battle. Sino man nanalo. Kahit nga dito I'm sorry, Raiden. Yun. Natalo si Raiden. High difficulty na. Hindi naman yung unrealistic. Yung para siyang medyo grounded sa Warframe universe. Pero yun nga yung if you can't suspend your disbelief, suspension of your disbelief, yun, limited lang kayo sa scenario 1 or scenario 2. Ano ko lang naman to eh, speculation lang naman eh. Ito scenario 3, parang extra lang. Yung parang overkill na scenario na ginawa ko. Yan, scenario 3. Raiden was too fast and strong. He simply cuts off Excalibur and the operator in half using the high frequency blade while they boarding the orbiter. Yun. Parang unrealistic na OP version ng pagkapanalo. Yun, masyado lang talagang deadly yung attacks ni Raiden. Tsaka yung weapon niya. Kinatoff niya si Excalibur tsaka operators habang nasa orbiter sila. Yun. Lazy writing. Number 2. Version 2. Scenario 4. Excalibur uses Ragel Blind, then exalted blade Raiden into many pieces, then finish it off with Ragel Javelin to create a landmarks with Raiden's body parts across the cosmos. Dude. Yan. OP version of the scenario 4. Yung kung mananalo si Excalibur. Wala, parang extra lang naman tong scenario 3 at scenario 4. Pero in-include ko pa rin. Lazy writing. Sa tingin ko itong dalawa lang yung scenario 1 at scenario 2 yung parang may possibility ng mangyari. Pinaka briefest na scenario. Parang plot summary. Ganun. Itong dalawa. Tapos itong 3 and 4, parang extra lang. Wala lang, gusto ko lang. Pares naman silang nagmukhang OP eh. Kaya, no harm done. Tsaka yun nga, may speculative scenario lang naman siya eh. Kaya, kung ayaw nyo, edi okay lang. Punta kayo sa ibang reaction na parang aanib sa gusto nyo. Yun. Opinion ko lang naman to eh. Kaya no choice kayo. Edi lumipat kayo. Ganun na naman kasimple. Hindi naman ako namimilit eh. Palib na rin ng dislike rating. Dislike. Pinipit mo lang kami. Hindi kung ayaw nyo, edi close nyo yung window. Yun lang. Ano ba? 59 minutes. Yun. Naka-minimize yung Chrome tab. Tapos nililipat ko sa Twitch Studio para sa notepad. Ba't mo sasabi siya mo? At bawal. Newbie pa rin ako eh. Newbie, I'm still a newbie. Ewan ko, baka in the future, mas smooth yung aking presentation. Yun lang. Ginik kulit. 58 minutes. Continue with the speculative scenario. Excuse me. Excuse me. Gabi na yun. Oh, gabi na yun. Matagal pa naman eh. 57 minutes. Chat. Dami na. Excalibur Asmar. No. Dude. Has more powerful weapons. Oo nga. Mods. Anong mods? Ribe? Arcane pa, dude. Ang laban ni... I'm sorry, Raiden. Hindi naman... Sorry ka. Yung chat, siya eh. Majority kay Warframe players yata itong mga ito eh. Yan, alam nila yung mga capabilities ng laro. I don't know Excalibur. I know Raiden. I would be surprised if Excalibur beats Raiden. I think Raiden is taking the win. Damn, di siya Warframe. Di siya Warframe. Master Race. Master Race. Hindi siya familiar sa Warframe. Mood sa Warframe. Jesse Golly. That's still not much to Raiden's strength. Damn, Raiden to boy. Sino ba ano ba sinabi ni Jesse Golly? Jesse Golly. Tignan, let's check it out. Jesse Golly. Ano yung tagal? Ito. Excalibur is shown blowing up a space warship with a single burst. Oo nga. Yung one shot niya. Ang level 1? Level 1? Yung level 1. kaya ng maxed out MK Paris bow. Kung ano yun, level 80 warship. Baka 100,000 na araw yung kailangan ni Excalibur. Yun sana yun eh. Nire-reference niya yata yung bagong intro. Yun nga rin yung unang video ko. Ganun. Ang ganda eh. Ayun lang. Bagong balik lang ako nun. Damn, side track ito. Yun. Saan yun? Ang kanina? Ito. Dito. You know, you can tell. But Phil, this one is a horrible matchup. Oo nga. Dude, sabi ko na nga ba eh. Bakit Warframe at saka Metal Gear Solid dapat, yun nga yung sabi. Kanina ko pa sinasabi yung dapat naman yung isang laro. Mga bang tawag doon? Tayo, nakalimutan ko kagad eh. Mga bang tawag doon? Warframe vs. Pag-isipang pa. Nakalimutan ko. I'm sorry. Game franchise. Hindi, nakalimutan ko talaga. Parang nawala ka agad sa train of thought ko. Versus my apologies. Warframe vs Destiny. Yun. X. Yun nga. Nawala nga talaga sa ano ko. Turn of that. A horrible matchup. Is a horrible matchup. Yun nga, bakit Metal Gear Solid yung ini-matchup sa Warframe? Dapat naman yung Destiny. Yun nga, yung parang ano kasi sila eh. Parang halos magkasabay silang nag-umpisa. Ewan ko, hindi ko alam yung tamang exact date. Do not quote me on that. Kapag kinote niya ako doon, mali naman. That's on you. Wala naman mag-quote sa akin. Yun nga. Dapat testing naman. Para silang ano eh. Parang futuristic na future na cybernetics na cyborg na. Yun nga, parang halos magkahawig sila. Siguro kung magkatabi yung Destiny at saka Warframe sa parang game store. Parang magkaparas talaga sila ng genre. Kaya nga ito kahit si Zeratul 12. Yun nga, horrible matchup nga daw. Kahit siya na nakikita niya. Kaya baka sabihin nyo, ako, opinion ko lang yun. Kaya ito, meron din yun. I'm not alone. Yun. Raiden is just too OP for a baseline Excalibur. This is coming from a fan of both games franchise. Baseline Excalibur. Paano kapag may weapon na si, Excalibur. Arcanes. Mods. Hindi yung basic mods, yung mga legendary mods. Galvanize. Primed. Yun, helmet. Ewan ko kung idadagdag niyo. Dito sa speculative scenario ko, hindi ko dinagdag yung helmet eh. Yung hindi ko hinelmet yung isang ability ni Excalibur. Pero meron siyang Excalibur damage booster. Yung second upgrade sa helmet. Yun. Ewan kung ganun din kagawin sa ng Death Battle. 49 minutes. Excuse me. Since when did Raiden can regen? Excalibur, may ano pa naman yan. Restore plates. Excuse me. Ano pa? Operator abilities. Operator schools. Yun. Performance sa school na tinik ni operator na ipe-present nila. Since siya. Since sponsored by the Digital Extremes. Alamang i-showcase din ng Death Battle yung mga related sa yung function ng sa laro. Related din sa laro. Yun. Sponsored. Baka. Saan yun? Ang dami na. Damn, sama. Ang dami ng Dude. Na-refresh ko kasi. 47 minutes. 47 minutes. Umbra and Prem. Sa tingin ko, Umbra lang yung mas useful kaysa sa Prime. Kasi kapag na-operator mode ka, siya parang instant expected din ng Umbra. Yun, equip niya rin yung OP weapons mo. Modded. Prime, never pa ako nagka-Prime. Hindi naman ako ganun katagal na nag-umpisa sa Warframe, kaya na-missed out ako. Hinahanap ko yung kung saan ako nanong ko kasi na scroll down ko ewan ko tuloy parang refresh siguro. Ano kayang resource na idadrop ni Raiden? Blueprint. Okay, skin too. Skin. Ewan ko. Ang hula lang mo Spitballing. Skin. Raiden skin. Ang armor niya lang ba? Nakita ko nga rin sa isang comment para siyang may gift of lotus. Hindi pa ako nakapag-login sa Warframe mode. Tignan ko mamaya. Ba't may hindi din? Ini-start ko na ang stream I-start ko na ang stream. Yeah. I-start ko na ang stream. 45 minutes. Hindi ko pa nababasa yung scenario ko Pasag-track ako kaya sa mga comment yung hinahanap ko rin yung saan ako natapos kanina. Parang kay Carlos ba? Carlos. Damn, ang dami na nga. Dito na yata ako Silence of tala. Silence of content. Quality content. Ito. Dude, damn, ang dami ng active 44 minutes. Yun na pa scroll down ako saka nag-reset yung titignan ko yung Twitch Studio Window. Yun. Basa ko nga, nagko-comment, surfing. Surf. Babasa lang ng comment. Excalibur. Ewan ko, baka naman kaya ni Raiden yung i-take yung mga attacks, energy attacks. Yun. Tignan natin yung technical explanation ng Death Battle. Sa sa scenario ko, di naman ako ganun masyadong ka-technical Parang mga moveset lang yung mga pigsabi ko. Kaya, hintayin na lang natin sa kung ano yung ipapakita ng Death Battle. Yung explanation ba nila? Excalibur. Sabi ni Meme Man. Meme. Tai. Yes. Thing. Airlock of the video to YouTube. Since they are Patreon users. Was winning. Damn. Nanalo si Raiden. Ewan ko. Parang kanina may mga Raiden winning bandwagon din ako nakikita sa dito. Sa baba pa. Yung ewan ko, siguro baka ito tinutukoy ni 0_0. O__O. Yan. Mga Patreon. No time flat. Also, operator void energy. The operator. Tai. Dapat. Kinorek lang ni O_O. If you think Raiden wins, then you're high. Ano siya? Warframe Master Race. Master Race. Ano taga siya? Ayun ko, baka alam niya talaga yung technical know-how. Kaya baka matalo si Raiden in game universe opinion. At Mimiman, I have Excalibur. Cut sliced enough. Oo, one shot yun. Kapag dati nga yung dati pa yung early Warframe, yun yung stalker. Kapag tinamaan ka ng despair, yung deeds. Baka yun yung tinutukoy ni Carlos Blanco. Nang one shot yun stalker. Ewan ko, baka ni-nerf talaga si stalker. Kaya parang wala na lang siya. Kapag ay ano ka na, fully modded. Distinct advantage in the high frequency blade disrupts molecular bonds, but the energy shells aren't made of physical matter. Ewan ko. Baka naman si Excalibur meron siyang adaptation plus arcane dude and operator abilities buff. Ewan ko, baka hindi naman ganun. Baka hindi naman nilang pagmukha yung ganun ka-OP si Excalibur. Yun nga. Sa speculative scenario ko nga ganun din. Di ko naman masyadong ginawang OP si Excalibur. At saka si Raiden parang yung kaya niya naman makipagsabayan kay Excalibur yun. Made up or biased. Ang tinutukan ni Rock #let Team Fortress 2 die. What are you talking about, dude? Wala naman siyang sinasabi. Baka may nire-reply siyang kung sino. Or biased would be more fair. Genji. Laban ni Genji. Nakita ko nga rin yung laban ni Raiden versus Genji. Talo si Genji. Spoiler, I'm sorry. Yun. Talo si ano siya. Spoiler. Talo si Genji. Yun lang. Na-mention ko lang. Excalibur wins. W. Anong W? Went. Chap. Mahal ko ba kung ano W? Ano W? Win. Whoosh. Fifth. Ano to, paano to sinasabi Game Universe? I'm just kidding. Game Universe. Hirap i-pronounce eh. Look, we get here. Damn, ang dami ko ng bagal. Bagal ka magbasa ng ano eh. Comments. Check ko. Look, we get here. The funny, nice argument guide gets cliffed enough. Can we move on? Sino tinutukoy yung nag-cliff? Si Raiden ba o si ano? Excalibur. Raiden can't win this. Damn. I have high hopes that Raiden wins and can face anything Excalibur throw at him. Sana naman. Raiden, do it. Excalibur would swallow Genji like a paper. Swallow like a paper. Kumakain ka ba, Excalibur? Kinain na parang papilang. Gutom na gutom. Pillows. Swallow. I want to spoil. Do not spoil. Dialogue Borando. Jesse Coley ulit. Raiden. Excuse me. Puno na yung hilo ko eh. Excuse me. Raiden is already crazy though. Well, degrees of it anyways. I don't see operator powers being a deciding factor in this fight. Yeah, maraming ang abilities yung operator. Arcane. Certain arcanes. Dalawang arcanes. May apat yan. Weapon. Abilities. schools. Dami mo naman. Sabi ko nga. I'm a Warframe player. Pero hindi naman ako bias eh. Sabi, di ka bias pero nanalo si Excalibur sa scenario mo. Wala akong alam sa ano eh. Metal Gear Solid eh. Kaya may apologies kung ganun yung aking opinion. I'm sorry. May apologies lang kung ganun yung... That's the way I came up with. Yan. Raiden. Rodeb. Destroy Genji. Kanina pa to siya eh. Ewan. What are you talking about, dude? Raiden, parang may kinokorek siyang kung sino. Ang dami doon. Ano ba? Ilang minutes na? 34 minutes. Damn. Babasahin ko ng aking speculative scenario. Enough with the comments. Damn. Last comments. Last comment muna. Pinaka-reason. Ang tagal. Active na sila eh. Many reasons. Taking the L. I'll bet on it. Sponsored eh. Kaya mananalo si Excalibur. Baka. Most likely mananalo si Excalibur yan. That battle. Ito. Dude. Saan na yun? Omniman versus Superman. Tayo makakayos yung suggestion niya. Ronin. XX Ronin 2004. Ang daming suggestion oh. Baka naman. Ewan ko, baka may ibang matchup na sila Death Battle. Ipapakita nila. At Death Battle. Dude. Sinasuggest niya. Yes. General Sud. Is for super dudes yung mga inaano niya. Sinasuggest. Robin 2004. Superman and Zed. But curb stomp those fights, to be honest. Arguing with the Kader. Grappler would be enough to do him. Yun nga. Sa speculative battle ko rin na-mention ko rin yung sa arguing. Babasahin ko na. Yes, I will. 32 minutes. Live reaction. Babasahin ko na ang aking. Kanina pa Excalibur. Excalibur VS Raiden, that battle. May speculative scenario. Disclaimer. I'm not an English literate. Sabihin, obvious naman. At least in-address ko. I'm self-aware. Even though I'm a Warframe player, I have high hopes that Raiden wins and can face anything Excalibur throw at him. This is by all means not a spoiler. This was purely just my speculation of the upcoming battle and doesn't reflect to what will occur in the Death Battles video. I use box brackets to show there is perspective for not knowing the right terms of the things that was presented to them. Majority of the scenarios was not even possible for the players to do in the game. If you can't suspend your disbelief, you will be limited to the scenario 1 and 2. Nasabi ko na to kanina. completely, thoroughly. Yun. Paulit-ulit ko sinabi. Yun. Scenario 1 and 2. After all, this was just my speculative death battle. Yun, just in case na hindi ako satisfied. O kaya the death battle scenario exceeds my expectations. Yung parang mas malupit, talaga siya, plausible at saka it makes sense. Yung na came up nila. Yun. Excuse me. Assuming that the battle will be sponsored by the digital extremes themselves. Excuse me. The fight could take on the location while showcasing the Warframe universe. Pasensya na nga pala kung may mga wrong spelling dito tsaka sa bad grammar. Wala akong hindi ako English literate. Tsaka hindi ko siya pinacheck kung kanino. Kung may mali ba. Yun lang. Ito na. The scene started with Raiden was on his way for a mission until his ride suddenly falls off into a rift that leads to unknown destination. Original to, by the way. Just in case you hindi nyo pa nagigits. 28 minutes. Excalibur just claimed 10 equipped a max arcane from trading, adding the helmet Excalibur damage booster. Ewan ko, siguro 300 damage booster. Equip new weapons and takes Vasca Kavat for the mission. Excalibur goes to the plains of Eidolon to farm new resources. Ewan ko, baka bagong release. Yung bagong area lang ba? For some odd reasons, this plains of Eidolon has the normal revive function disabled for any Tennos entering the new zone. Yun lang, parang siya, hardcore. Parang hardcore difficulty. Ka-disable yung normal revive function. Yun lang. Raiden's ride enters the atmosphere. Then crash lands over a Grenier camp. Yun, di niya alam na Grenier pala. Basta siya, camp. Yun nga, yung use neto. Close brackets. Box brackets. Yun. Sana. Grenier camp. Yun. Raiden exits out from his wrecked ride, then gets attacked by hostile Grenier soldiers. Finish them out easily, then tries to call his handler about the rift his ride just traversed at, and additional information relating to the place or planet Raiden standing at. Nosebleed. Gusto ko sabihin. Gusto kong 25 minutes. Dude, kaya na. Saan ba ako? Raiden standing at. Excalibur just finished farming a resource. Launches Arcwing, then happened to head near the Grenier camp where Raiden crash landed. Yun, malapit na mag-umpisa ang kanilang meeting. Meet. Raiden was trying to figure it out what the static voice his handler was saying to him until he then noticed. Tinignan ko lang yung cellphone ko, nag-blackout. Until he then notices Excalibur at the sky flying directed to his position and thinks Excalibur was an reinforcement for the hostile camp he just trashed. Yan, easy mode sa kanyang mga Grenadier foot soldiers. Excalibur sauce a lot of resources scattered around and was about to land. Raiden then attacks Excalibur. The fight begins. The fight begins. Excalibur and Raiden exchanging gunfire while moving to different covers. I'm sorry for my imperfect English grammar. Throughout their fight, Excalibur was utilizing parries, parkours, switching weapons, augmented abilities, arcing, then eventually uses specters and restore plates. Yun na. Nagigir na si Excalibur. 23 minutes left. Raiden was really frustrated with Excalibur's tactics that he activate Blade Wolf being housed at a compartment of Raiden's crashed line ride to assist him to deal any ally released by Excalibur. Yan. At some point of their battle, Raiden was confident that anything Excalibur's attacks happened to connect at him, he simply can shrug it off. But when Excalibur's Vasca Kabat happened to beat him, Excalibur's attack now significantly deals damage at him. Yan, ability, Vasca Kabat. While Blade Wolf was busy handling the specters that continuously being released by Excalibur. Yan, ini-spam lang niya, Excalibur. Raiden created a diversion to have Excalibur and Vasca Kabat get separated and gives Raiden an opportunity to fatally strike Vasca Kabat. As the Vasca Kabat got down, Excalibur dashes off through the rubble. Thus, Raiden then flips backward to evade the slash dash. Then Excalibur uses Radial Blind. Yan, nadali rin si Raiden sa mga tactics niya, Excalibur. Pero makaka-adapt din naman siya, mamaya. While Raiden was blinded with Excalibur's ability, Raiden can partially see that Excalibur was reviving the Vasca Kabat that he happens to fatally struck. Their fight dragged on, with Raiden gaining the upper hand and catching up to Excalibur tactics. Yun. Excalibur calls out orders for extraction. Excalibur activated Radial Javelin that made Raiden goes full defensive stance. Excalibur successfully enters the orbiter. Raiden jumps high, then attacks the orbiter that's about to beam out, making the orbiter to explode and have Excalibur's mods, resource, and arsenal scatters around the field. Yun nga, yung sinasabi ko rito. If you can't suspend your disbelief, stuck kayo sa scenario 1 and 2. Since that battle to, may ganito. Give me a slack. Scenario lang naman. Hindi mag-stick kayo sa ano. Papatan dito ko eh. Raiden search for a dead body, only to fail. Then thinks that Excalibur simply got completely destroyed from his attack and to the blast. Raiden turns his back about to walk away. That is when Excalibur boarded the railjack enters the atmosphere, dude. Ang lupit. Original yan. Raiden looks up and swears in anger. Excalibur, piloting the railjack, was heading to Raiden while firing all its artillery and turrets. Raiden jumps high and evaded most of the attacks and even split some of the railjack weapon fire. Kaya ni Raiden. Sa senaryo ko lang naman. Yun lang. Raiden then lands to the top of a high structure. Yan para mga structure sa Plains of Eidolon. Yan, matataas yun. Then jumps again to reach the railjack. Medyo kaki na siya na dyan eh. Excalibur, kaya ganun. As Raiden about to reach the railjack. Damn, titignan ko yung 18 minutes. Damn, mapapa-cut off yata ako ng maaga sa ano eh. Narration ko eh. 18 minutes. Yes. Not bad. Raiden then lands to the top of a high structure. Damn, ito nabasa ko na pala ito eh. Ito. As Raiden about to reach the railjack, Raiden then got hit by an artillery charge attack. Raiden evades and got damaged, yet still proceeds to deliver a barrage of attacks to the railjack until it got destroyed. Kaya ni Raiden. The railjack crashed to the land, then explodes. Excalibur and Raiden lands to the ground. Dude, nag-match up na sila. Face off. Excalibur and Raiden look at each other. Dang. Original. Dramatic. Look at each other. Raiden was preparing for an stance preparing a stance for an attack. My apologies for my English grammar. Excalibur then launches Void Rig. Yun. Then goes near it and boards it. Raiden sees Excalibur only stands idle there while the mecha Void Rig goes to be alive. Then he thinks Excalibur just possessed the mecha. Yun. Sa perspective ni Raiden yun. Raiden then dashes and unleashes a devastating attack, to which Excalibur's Void Rig activated Storm Shroud. Raiden finishes his attack, then faced off with an unscathed mecha Void Rig. Void Rig bashes Raiden, launches Grave Mines, to which Raiden tries to evade and get away from the mecha Void Rig. Then the Void Rig activated guard mode again for the second time yan. Hindi pala. Then activated guard mode. Yun pala. My apologies again. Napag kamalang ko Storm Shroud. Guard mode lang pala. First activation. Excalibur's Void Rig picked up a lot of energy from the orbs. From the orb drops from the dead Grineers from the area they are fighting at. Dude. Fighting at. Even though Raiden can evade the mecha's Voidrig's guard mode attacks. Some of it was simply just too devastating to avoid. Malakas lang talaga yung ano eh. Guard mode. Raiden has no option left but to activate his Reaper mode. Yun na. Reaper mode. Ilang minutes? 14 minutes. 14 minutes. Reaper mode. As Raiden was turning towards the mecha Voidrig. Malapit na. 14 minutes, dude. Raiden then directly gotten hit by the guard mode. That disorients him from the damage it packs. 100k o kaya? Million. Baka. Possible. Voidrig deactivates guard mode. Uses Necro Web. Then throws it to Raiden. Then reactivates guard mode. Dude. Excalibur. It's possible that the Necromech ability received a rework and can now deal very high void damage to a single target or AoE CC that if it misses an enemy target. Yun, baka ma-rework na tapos ganun pa lang function. Kaya doon ako na-end up na isulat dito. Kaya yun. Love. Tangent. Papa-random ulit ako eh. Ilang minuto? 13 minutes. While Raiden was trying his best to get back on his feet, Blade Wolf finally finishes off the specters. Then quickly shielded Raiden from the Necro Web by taking the Necro Web with Blade Wolf's body. Yun. Baka masyado lang talaga malaki yung Necro Web. Tapos na-choice si Blade Wolf na yung i-redirect yung kusan ka, hinarangan niya talaga ng sarili niyang katawan. Yun na. Sa speculative scenario ko, yan. Blade Wolf gotten obliterated in front of Raiden. Raiden now uses his high-frequency blade, then dashes through the explosions and evade the attacks from the mecha Voidrig. Raiden releases his most powerful, deadly flow of strikes that greatly damages and obliterates the mecha Voidrig. Raiden then notices the seemingly idle Excalibur now started to move again. Raiden thinks that Excalibur just got back to its original body. Sa perspective ni Raiden yan. Raiden didn't waste any more time that he fatally strikes Excalibur to finally end their fight. While Excalibur was down, Raiden suddenly gotten distracted with the Vasca Cavat doing a peculiar noise transfusion ability. Then he feels Excalibur was getting up. In a split second, Raiden was having the conclusion that this Vasca Cavat has the ability to revive Excalibur, and he needed to take out the Vasca Cavat as soon as possible. As Excalibur was getting up, Vasca Cavat attacks Raiden. Raiden avoided the attack and fatally struck down Vasca Cavat, to which Excalibur uses Ragel Blind to revive again Vasca Kabat. Dude. Again. Yun. Raiden was anticipating Excalibur's radial blind ability that he made a maneuver just to not to get affected by the radial blind. Then proceeds to unleash Sword's attack to Excalibur that made Excalibur uses Exalted Blade to parry and made Excalibur completely distracted, to which inevitably fails to revive Vasca Kabat. Vasca Kabat just died. Dude. 9 minutes. Death battle. Excalibur's energy reserve was nearing to be completely drained and has no gear left to use. Ni-spam ni Excalibur eh. Excuse me. Excalibur's energy just ran out too. Energy as well. Excalibur's energy just ran out, and there's no energy orbs around to pick, nor energy plates to use. Yun, na-spam niya na eh. Makasurvive lang kay Raiden. Raiden now sees that Excalibur now uses a normal melee to parry. Yun, wala nang energy si Excalibur. Excalibur's melee weapon now slowly taking damage. High frequency blade yun eh. Yung piniparry niya. Ewan ko. Yun nga yung suspension of disbelief. Kung hindi nyo kaya, ignore me. Yun lang. Pero dito sa speculative scenario ko, yun. Nagte-take damage yung melee weapon sa Warframe. Yung mga weapon sa Warframe, ganun. Ewan ko, baka sa bagong yung sa bagong Plains of Idol na lugar. Dito. Yung parang Plains of Idol 2.2. Baka. Yun yung ginawa ko sa speculative scenario ko eh. Kaya ganun talaga. Now slowly takes damage. Excalibur's melee then shatters and fell to the ground, to which Excalibur switches to primary and secondary weapon. Even though Raiden was really exhausted at this point, he is still able to keep up one-shotting Excalibur's weapons. Yung malakas pa rin yung ni Raiden. Mga swings. Yan. With no more weapon to use, Excalibur runs to the nearest weapon that was scattered around. Yun nga, yung sa sumabog na niya. Liset. O kaya orbiter, ganun. As Excalibur was really near to Excalibur nearing to a weapon, Raiden jumps and struck down the weapon that Excalibur was about to pick up. Excalibur got knocked down and was getting up. Raiden was about to deliver his killing blow, Excalibur just stood idle in front of Raiden. Yun. Ito na, operator. Raiden thinks that Excalibur was going to use another mecha again, only to be presented with a child operator aiming a sidearm at him. Five minutes. Damn, di ko matapos. 5 minutes. Kaya na. Damn, Raiden was confused whether if Excalibur was using a child to fight him or if the child are the one that controlling Excalibur. Operator at this point knows what Raiden was capable of, and Operator's amp could be not enough to completely defeat Raiden. Ito. Damn, 4 minutes. Di ko na mananarit eh. Ito na lang. Ito. Proceed. Operator. Fast forward. I-pause nyo na. Ito. Raiden again. Operator Raiden. Ability. Arcane yan. Ano? Damn. Nasisi si Raiden dito eh. Arcane. At school. Na pinili ni Operator. The moment Raiden was incapacitated, Operator transference back to Excalibur steps on the ring of energy that's still active. Cast Ragel Blind. Then proceeded to finishes of Raiden using Exalted Blade. Damn. That battle announces Excalibur wins. Yun lang. May speculative scenario. Ay, hindi ko pala nilipat sa notepad. I'm sorry. 3 minutes left. Damn, hindi ko na. Ito pala yung ano. Saan ba ako huling natapos? Damn. Dito yata. Yan. Hindi ko na ilipat sa ano eh. Notepad application eh. X eh. Yan. I-post nyo na. Nabasa ko naman yung halos dulo eh. Nirarush ko lang eh. Malapit na kasi. Shiv. Na-disarm dito si Raiden eh. Yun na. That battle announces Excalibur wins. Desktop. 60 seconds. Iano ko na to. Dude. Notification on. Off na. Yes. Desktop scenes. Yan. Dude. Nagkait na sila. Magkano ako eh. Manonood ako eh. I'm sorry, chatbox. Oh, dude. Raiden. Make Raiden wins, please. Ayun ko, baka kung I will respect naman kung ano yung pili ng that battle. Ang mangyari. Begin shortly. Naka-windowed lang to eh. Windowed mode na browser. Mama, full screen ko yan kapag that battle na talaga. Pero in the meantime, iano ko lang. Yung naka-windowed lang. Begin shortly. Kung gusto nyong gawa ng that battle, subscribe na kayo sa kanilang channel. Yan. credits to that battle. I am just reaction. Reaction. Live reaction to your video. Excited. Siyempre, yung parang ngayon pa lang yata sila gumawa ng Warframe eh. Bakit hindi Destiny yung inilaban sa kanila? Metal Gear Solid. Yes. 2 minutes minus 1 minute and 50 seconds. Windowed lang yan. Windowed lang muna. Binabalik ko sana eh. Twitch Studio. Yes. Tinataas mo kami. Ano? Excited. HD ta. 1080p HD. By the way nga pala yung ano ko lang. Bakit may i-mention? Gusto ko na sabihin. Yung ano ko nga pala. Usual settings 720p 30 fps and 4500 kbps yung quality. Baka kasi umangal kayo sa quality ng ano ko video. Yun ang kaya ng ano ko hardware ko kaya no choice. Tsaka yung sa ilaw ko nga pala, sa mga bagong viewers, ano lang yan, makeshift vignette, parang negative vignette. Nakaangat lang siya sa nasa ibabaw lang siya mismo ng webcam, kaya merong white effect. Yes. Volume.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Warframe.
Don't miss Warframe's highly anticipated digital event, TennoCon, on July 16th, where players and attendees will be treated to a slew of first-look reveals, including the upcoming open-world expansion, the Duviri Paradox.
You can join through Twitch throughout TennoCon for highly valuable drops, including the rare Titania Prime.
What are you doing in here? It's our day off.
Oh, just conducting some research. I've discovered a Tenno foundry in the process of crafting a new Warframe.
Yes.
I'm just about wrapped.
New player.
What are you doing here?
Sometimes I have these horrible nightmares and I just wake up here in a cold sweat. I don't even think my car's in the parking lot. But what you're doing sounds way more interesting. So tell me, what Warframe's your favorite?
Oh, a scientist doesn't play favorites.
Oh, bullshit. Our job is the equivalent of banging action figures together. You've got to have a favorite.
Fine, if I had to pick, I'd go with the very first Warframe ever created, the death-dealing techno-organic ninja Excalibur.
You mean he's a cyborg ninja? Like Raiden from Metal Gear?
What? No, they're not technically cyborgs. More like superpowered biomechanical vessels that are unlike anything I've ever seen. Trust me, this is gonna get crazy, so spoilers ahead.
Yeah, just give me the lore already, Wiz.
Long ago in the Origin system, the Orokin Empire discovered the Void, an extra-dimensional spatial realm that allowed for travel across vast cosmic distances. However, when they sent the first colony ship through it, the Zariman 10-0, the Void drove all the adults on board into an insane, murderous frenzy.
Sounds like my first wedding reception.
Okay. The children, though, absorbed the Void's energies, imbuing them with the powers they needed to defend themselves against their mad parents and survive. When the Zariman 10-0 emerged from the Void, the children were permanently changed. They had become the Tenno.
Well, I'm sure those traumatized little whippersnappers received only the best of care.
If only. Instead, the Tenno were taught to use their void powers to control warframes through a process called transference. But their abilities were so powerful that the Orokin grew to fear the Tenno and tried to have them destroyed. The Tenno were hidden from the Orokin and put into a deep sleep. That is, until one day, they were reawakened to defend a war-torn origin system guided by their adoptive mother, the Lotus.
So they're basically sci-fi child soldiers.
Sort of. Though the Lotus does care deeply for her adopted children and has devoted her efforts to protecting as many Tenno as possible. There are almost 50 different warframes currently out there, each with their own unique abilities and combat styles. But I think that the very first created, Excalibur, is the deadliest.
He's kinda reminded me of someone.
A master swordsman with his razor-sharp skana, Excalibur is an expert at racking up quick kills faster than the eye can track. He's unmatched in skill and precision with the blade, especially when augmented by his unique abilities, like Radial Blind, which releases a flash of light to incapacitate nearby foes, or Radial Javelin, which blasts out a wide burst of energy spears. But his greatest and most iconic is easily the Exalted Blade, a sword of light that can slice just about anything to pieces. You don't get much cooler than that.
Huge-ass laser guns, Wiz. Huge-ass laser guns automatically make you cooler.
Funny you should say that. While individual warframes like Excalibur may specialize in certain fields, they all have access to an incredible suite of futuristic weaponry, like the Nucor, which can fire concentrated beams of microwaves, literally cooking you from the inside out, or the Glaxion, which halts molecular vibrations entirely, freezing you in place. There are guns that fire radioactive plasma, toxic barbs, or even acidic needles. He has, and I'm not exaggerating here, over 500 different named weapons.
Man, he sounds like a one-man army.
Oh, you think that's crazy? Excalibur can call down an Archwing, basically a futuristic space jetpack with missiles, force fields, and even the ability to fire miniature black holes.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty powerful.
While warframes usually battle alongside one another, they have had the occasional head-to-head scrap, where they've exhibited the durability to survive even the most powerful attacks that other warframes have to dish out. For example, blasts of concentrated antimatter from the warframe Nova.
Sounds pretty unstoppable, but I think I have someone in mind that might put that to the test.
Okay, do you really want to talk about Raiden? Is that what this is?
Come on, Wiz. Child soldier, half-robot assassin, glorious Nippon steel. It's a perfect match. Raised from childhood to be a trained killer in the war-torn streets of Liberia by the future president of the United States, Jack never knew what it meant to control his own destiny, to live his own life. The only thing he knew was how to kill, and he proved it when he accomplished one of the greatest feats in video game history, surviving the absolute mindfuck that was Metal Gear Solid 2. Legions of angry fanboys be damned. Solid Snake was yesterday's news. This was Raiden. Birthday suit and all.
Too bad for him that a shadowy extra-governmental body known as the Patriots captured him and turned him into a cyborg for their own complicated purposes. Even after the Patriots' downfall, Raiden struggled to build a life that he could call his own, pulled between his sense of justice and his genuine ecstasy for war.
Well, at least he's got to put his weeb skills to work with the weapons he's pulled off the corpses of all the poor souls that dared mess with him. He's got Dystopia, a magnetic sigh that pulls you towards your enemy, or L'Étranger.
Wow, I think you actually said that right.
Which is a convertible staff/whip combination made of arms, plus rocket launchers, claymore mines, EMP grenades, and all his stuff from MGS2. But nothing beats his high-frequency blade he inherited from Jetstream Sam, the Murasama.
I have to admit, the high-frequency blades are marvels. They vibrate at such high speeds that they can destabilize the physical structures of metals on contact, greatly increasing their cutting ability. It's basically robot kryptonite, if that makes sense.
Even with his original high-frequency blade, Raiden could cut through massive metal gears like tissue paper.
And of note, those metal gears were not made of ordinary steel, but carbon nanotubes, one of the strongest materials known to man. The bonds between carbon atoms are incredibly strong, which means that the tensile strength of carbon nanotubes is greater than even the toughest metals, like titanium. Using the high end of potential shear strengths, slicing clean through a building-sized Metal Gear ray would require an an energy equivalent to, at most, 100 kilotons of TNT.
And the Murasama is red, which makes it even cuttier. How else would he have had a chance against our Lord and Savior, Senator Armstrong, and his nanomachines, son? Unlike those Beltway pansies, this hulked out Ayn Rand can hit the ground so hard it splits lava. He was somehow a vastly more difficult boss than the stadium-sized Metal Gear Excelsis Raiden tore to shreds minutes earlier. Don't F with this, Senator.
That is, unless your nickname is Jack the Ripper.
Raiden spent years fighting for justice and denying who he really was inside, and it took his battles with Desperado enforcement to finally realize it. He's a killer, plain and simple, and he lives to test his skills against others.
When he enters Ripper mode, any last shred of inhibition leaves his body, and his strength and skill skyrocket.
And that's exactly what Armstrong saw in Raiden, living proof of his philosophy in action. Someone who pulled themselves out of hell with nothing but their determination to survive.
But Raiden did not see it that way. Just because he had to fight for survival doesn't mean the whole world had to. And it was only through an act of generosity from Raiden's slain rival, Sam, that he managed to win.
His sword may have been a tool of justice, not used in anger, but the Murasama wasn't that sword, and with it he ended Armstrong once and for all, and lived the rest of his life on his own terms. Look, I know we're just shooting the shit, but Raiden would definitely kick Excalibur's ass.
You've got to be joking. Maybe I didn't sell it well enough with my spiel, but warframes like Excalibur are unbelievably powerful, on a whole other level from cyborg ninjas like Raiden.
Oh yeah? We're in the lab, we've got the research done. Prove it.
Okay, the Murasama is impressive, sure, but Excalibur's futuristic arsenal is hundreds of years more advanced and leagues more varied. Raiden would just be overwhelmed.
Excalibur may win in quantity, Wiz, but quality is what matters most. And considering his weapons are mostly made of metal, it won't be any trouble for Raiden to melt right through him with the Murasama, especially with how crazy fast he is. Raiden can run up walls and break dance with leggy, mooing robots attached to his feet. He can slice bullets out of the air and even boost his reactions with blade mode, where the entire world slows down to a near stop.
Well, sure, Metal Gear characters like Revolver Ocelot can shoot bolts of electricity out of the air with regular pistols, which is probably around hundreds of times faster than sound. I guess that counts as fast.
Oh please, that's nothing! Raiden can increase his perception to the point that raindrops around him aren't even moving. That might not seem as crazy at first glance, but he's also able to swing his sword dozens of times, while time is almost stopped. By my calculations, that'd be about 11% the speed of light.
Oh, is this happening? Is this actually happening? You want a calc off, big guy? Then let's go. Excalibur can literally block a beam of light with his sword. Judging by the distance it moved relative to how far the light beam traveled, Excalibur had to have been swinging at 9% the speed of light.
Calc King dethroned! Look at me! I'm the math boy now.
Look, speed is only part of the picture. Another Warframe, Atlas, was strong enough to smash apart a giant asteroid. Now, Excalibur may not be one-punching asteroids, but he's proven more than capable of wiping out entire platoons of elite soldiers.
But remember, Wiz, you said it yourself. Robot Kryptonite. All old Jack needs is one good swing of that Murasama, and Excalibur's getting sliced to pieces. You really think your Warframe can take on a pure-blooded killer like Raiden?
Whoa, you really think your cyborg ninja can take on a ghost soldier from the future?
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Forever a mystery.
No way to determine a winner.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh yeah, I could definitely go for a beer right now.
Wait, no, you idiot. Let's settle this the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah! It's time for a death battle! This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Warframe, but let me ask, Wiz, what is Warframe exactly?
Warframe is a free-to-play online action game set in an ever-changing sci-fi universe with a passionate community of more than 70 million registered players worldwide.
That sounds awesome! What's it about?
You play as the Tenno, an enigmatic race of ancient warriors capable of tremendous agility, speed, and superpowered abilities. Wield an arsenal of more than 600 weapons, including blades, guns, and more.
That sure sounds like a ton of fun, eh, Wiz?
Please stop. You follow an epic cinematic quest that combines a personal story of self-discovery with an action-packed space opera. Embark on missions that involve ninja-like acrobatic shooting and melee, personal spaceflight, open-world exploration, collaborative spaceship combat, and more.
If that sounds exciting to you, Warframe is available on all platforms. Play Warframe for free today on all platforms by using our sign-up link below.
Digital Extremes is giving Death Battle viewers their very own free collection of Excalibur-themed items. Until July 19th, go to warframe.com or visit the in-game marketplace and use promo code WFDeathBattle to redeem it.
The Death Battle Excalibur item collection includes a special Excalibur helmet, deadly powerful weapons, and more. Everything you need to personalize your in-game Excalibur and unleash his lethal ninja prowess on the battlefield.
Foundry!
Doctor, are you seeing this?
Tenno, an enemy is ahead, and that foundry is crafting a warframe.
Straight to the point. Metal freaks like you usually got a monologue first.
His sword, it's weakening yours.
Infinite ammo.
Yes, I'm in! Mr. Raiden, sir, or can I call you Jack? Big fan.
Who the hell? I'm busy here!
Wait, just listen! You'll never expect your secret weapon.
Alright, listen, he's definitely hiding in the cardboard box.
Get out of here!
Doctor, it's time to let her rip! This is why I fight! Survival of the fittest! The rules of nature!
My child, you're not done yet. I'm searching your warframe's power systems. Excellent work, Tenno. Now for the foundry. Oh, it's finished.
Chalk one up for the Calc King, the Math Boy, is back.
Oh, infinite ammo, Viz! He had infinite ammo!
Sure, and yes, that is 100% indisputably canon, but there was a lot more going on here that eventually gave Excalibur the win.
I guess so. Both were super skilled swordsmen and ninja, and their speeds were almost even, so the fight was ultimately gonna come down to whose tech was better. And I've gotta say, it looks like Excalibur just had a lot more to pull from.
Warframes have access to an absolutely absurd amount of varied weapons. Despite Raiden's unique armaments, they were never going to stack up in sheer quantity. And consider specific guns like REAKSYON, which can halt molecular movement, a direct counter to Raiden's high-frequency blade. While Excalibur may not always be carrying it, every Warframe is proficient with each of their over 500 weapons.
One blast of that, and Raiden might as well be working with a regular slab of steel. Excalibur was way stronger too. Sure, Raiden could cut through giant Metal Gear rays made of carbon nanotubes, generating up to 100 kilotons of TNT.
But not as much as Excalibur. Another Warframe, Atlas, was strong enough to smash apart a giant asteroid, meaning it would have to be at least 6 kilometers across, just like the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. Now, Atlas did not completely halt its kinetic energy. By exploiting fissures within the asteroid, he was able to pulverize it to dust.
That means his punch had to hit with an energy of at least 46 gigatons of TNT. Sure, in canon, Atlas is stronger than Excalibur, but they fought and defeated similar enemies, so Excalibur would naturally have to be somewhere in Atlas's ballpark. Even if Excalibur only possessed 1% of Atlas's strength, he'd still be nearly 4,000 times stronger than Raiden. That's pretty consistent with the energy output of Nova's antimatter blast too. Warframes are just that tough.
Furthermore, even with the high-frequency blade's unique vibrating ability, it cannot cut through everything. Raiden's original blade actually shattered against Armstrong's super hard skin, and required the stronger Murasama to finish the job. Against a foe vastly more durable than anyone Raiden's ever faced, it's unlikely the Murasama would score a kill in time.
Even if Raiden got enough hits in to break Excalibur's shields and eventually land a fatal blow, the Tenno operator piloting would still survive unharmed.
Raiden put up a valiant effort, but Excalibur's absurd arsenal, impressive durability, and raw power put an end to the silver-haired swordsman.
Excalibur had the metal and the gear to make Jack R.I.P.
The winner is Excalibur. Told you so. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Warframe for sponsoring this battle. Quick disclaimer, Digital Extremes and the Warframe team did not dictate the victor of this episode, nor even the matchup. They were fine with it going either way, and we wouldn't have accepted the sponsorship otherwise. So we're really thankful to them for understanding this show. Remember, you can get a free collection of Excalibur-themed goodies from Warframe.com or the in-game marketplace with the promo code WF-Death-Battle. And don't miss out on TennoCon, July 16th.
I'm Jocelyn, and I've been promoted. I'm about to do all the research nobody else wants to, straight from the desk of Death Battle!
Ang bilis ng laban nila. Bakit tungtuwa ka? Warframe Dead Battle. Ang bilis nga ng ano. As expected. Mabilis yung pangyari. Anong talaga siya? Parang si Raiden na nandun na talaga sa universe. At yun na, nagkasagupan kagad sila sa Foundry. Burning intensifies. Yes, like 2080s, like sino to? Dude. Yan, kung gusto niyang video nila, subscribe to Death Battle. If you like their video. Yan. I am just reacting. Disclaimer. Credits to the Death Battle. Baka kasi at least na address ko. Kung ma-disclaim, yung ma-claim man o maban. Yung maban yung video. Yun. At least na mention ko yung ganun. Made by Death Battle. I like it. Pero mabilis yung pangyari. Yun nga. Panalo nga si Excalibur. Sabihin, bakit mo nilagyan ng filter yung webcam? Wala lang, para paano lang? Serious effect. Vibrant yan vibrant filter. Yan, default. You happy now? Binalik ko lang. Baka kasi kayo. cringe. My apologies. Comments. Saan yung ano? So chat. Dahil may mga nag-chat pa rin. Rigged. Ayun. Ayun, baka opinion niya lang. Rigged daw. Dahil ito rin. Tatlong nagsabi. This is hilarious with hindsight. Sponsored eh. Necros versus Ainz. Dude, si Ainz. Laban ni Necros niyan. Gagawin ni Ainz remove energy. Magnetic field, dude. Tapos drain life. Mga spell niya ba? Ainz. Overlord. Saan laban ni Necros? Baka nga at least Necros plus 3 others frame, yun. Baka mahirapan lang si Ainz, yun. Necros versus Ainz, Ghost best frame. Trash. Rip Raiden, lol. Rigged. Mid frame, not rigged. Mid frame. Raiden took L. Raiden is cooler even if he doesn't. Raiden, rest in peace, bro. Damn, natalo si Raiden. Wala, may naman si Death Battle eh. Tech know-how. Mathematics. Explanations. Comments reading lang tayo. Nasaan yun? Binabasa ko kanina. May nakita ko kanina. Kubazor. Wala nga siyang companion si Excalibur ngayon eh. Compare sa speculative scenario. Saan yan? Speculative. Banda dulo yata yun. Fast kakabat. Sa scenario lang naman na ginawa ko. Comments again. Metal Gear molding. Let's go, Excalibur. GG everybody. Boo. Sabi niya XD Otaku. Raiden Sephiroth. Sino? Not loading to. Say something. Yes. Tapos na yata. Tapos na nga lang. Yes. Tapos na nga. Chat is no longer available. Kaya pala natin. Loading something. Rest in peace, Raiden. Talo si Raiden. Unacceptable. Sabi ni Bacon Cheese. Nakakagutom. Bacon Cheese. Tara, napanood ko na ito. Wolverine vs. Raiden. Meron din yan yung Genshin eh. Genshin ba? Raiden VS Genji. My apologies. Overwatch. Master Race. Master. Ano pala? Overwatch players. My apologies. Genji. Yun. Spoilers. Panalo si Raiden yun. Dito rin, panalo rin si Raiden. Tapos yung match up kay Excalibur, natalo siya.
This episode of Death
Yan. Warframe. Play now. Ay! Play free now. Yan. Binuhok mo, Turg. Para ano lang. Mas madaling access. Todo 1K. 1K dislikes. Kanina parang ano lang. 20s. 8K likes. Oh damn. 1K dislikes. May ano nga pala ako. Ano nga pala? Extension sa para ma-expose yung dislikes bar. Yun lang. Baka kasi magulat kayo bakit meron akong dislikes. Naka-expose yung dislikes ko. Yun, may extension din ako. Search nyo na lang sa YouTube yung ano, kung paano makakuha. 1K dislikes. Damn, parang ano siya oh. 20%. Medyo visible. Damn. Yung mga ano. Katulad nga ng sabi ko. Expected. Ano ba? Anticipated. Yan. Kaya siguro ano siya. May mga visible yung dislikes. Mga nag-disliked. Yun. Comments. Sort by newest first. Yes. This fight is so confusing because I love both the games. Both of the games. Warframe and Raiden. Metal Gear Solid. I'm sorry, Golden Fungi. Wala, nagmamasaroon lang ako. Even if rigged, it's obvious Raiden will fall. Cause of abysmal technological advantage. Excuse me. So I don't have nothing to blame here. Oof. Sponsored video. Hindi ko naman sinabi ah. Sabi niya no. Nag-comment. Okay, the comedy on this video is just good. Comedy. Then, looks like Excalibur denied Jack's weapons its purpose. Yun nga rin. May part nga rin na destroy yung weapon ni Excalibur. Same as sinulat ko. Saan ba? Hindi ko alam. Yung piniperi lang ni Excalibur sa scenario na ginawa ko. Yun. Yan o. Excalibur's melee weapon now slowly takes damage. Excalibur's melee then shatters and fell to the ground, to which Excalibur switches to primary and secondary weapon. Yun din. Na-destroy nga rin yan ni Raiden. Both primary and secondary. Kaya No choice si Excalibur na gamitin si operator. Desktop Chrome. Comments. Balik tayo sa comments. Ito. It would be awesome if they did Yujiro versus Yahato. Sino to si Yahato? Let's check it out. Yujiro Han. Sino to? Dude, may nag-versus din to. It's casual, fun discussion. It's casual. Ito rin, no? Dude. Powerhouse din yata ito siya, eh. Yahato. Hayato. Hayato pala. May apologies. Hayato. Apologies, Corp. Baka ma-attack sa mga fan ng ni Yahato. Hayato pala. I'm sorry again. Hayato. Ayos Hayato. Mexico yata to. Argentinian. Baka. Nangungula lang naman ako, eh. Thanos versus Scar. Time, di na
This episode of Death Battle
di na related sa stream ko to, eh. Comments ulit tayo. Meanwhile, I am here wondering what happened to the blade mode. Anong blade mode? Exalted blade? Or kay Raiden marama si blade? Blade mode. Baka exalted mode yung siguro tinutukoy ni soup. Okay. Dude, Lucy. Elfrenade. Yes. Car. Pero siya? Classic. Classic. Ano siya, 80s ba? O 90s? Nano machine, Tenno. Nano machine pa yung suit. Tenno suit. Ma-frames pala. Who's next? MK. Next! Destiny. Dude. Destiny. Dude. Ito. Siniship ko, eh. Destiny. Yes. Dude, nilike yung sariling comment. Yes, I like you. I like your comment, dude. Bango Samurai. Your comment is awesome. Destiny. Ang bold. Excalibur win because of the... Damn! And new chapter of Warp. Ewan ko, baka may... Oo nga na, parang ni-mention may bagong parang may comings. Di ako nanonood ng live stream ng I'm sorry, my apologies if I don't do that sort of thing. Wala, hindi. Gusto ko hindi ako may spoil ng live stream nila. Yung reaction ko ba hindi apektado ng live stream nila, yung ganun. Kaya hindi ako nanonood ng mga update o kaya news nila. Ganun. Saan ba? Parang dito yata.
extra governmental of carbon nanotubes is great.
The future president of the United States.
That is, until the very pieces. You don't get much cooler than that.
Huge-ass laser guns with... In canon, Atlas is stronger than Excalibur, but they fought absolutely similar enemies.
Boss.
So Excalibur would
Kinukot
naturally have to be somewhere in Atlas's
Cherry ko
ballpark. Even if Excalibur only possessed
Cherry
1%
boss.
of Atlas's
Yung
strength,
ano,
he'd
snack.
still be near...
Through every more than anyone Raiden's ever faced, it's unlikely
Eh,
the Bersama would
kabini.
score a kill in time.
Even
Nantok
if
na
Raiden
ako.
got enough
Para lang
incentive
ma-
right and the gear to
Sponsoring this battle.
that's
Smash apart a giant while Excalibur
infinite air.
Infinite ammo pala sa ano? Metal Gear Solid. Ano ko lang nalaman eh. Kaya pa sinabi niya ano? Infinite ammo. Parang ganun. Dito yata.
Not done yet.
for the Raiden's unique epic cinematic quest million. Never had to with my spiel, but
Infinite ammo.
Infinite ammo. Pang... Damn, ganun pala sa function sa laro ng Metal Gear Solid. Yan ko lang naman eh. Kala ko si Excalibur yung tinutukoy niyang ini-spam yung infinite ammo niya. Yung pala siya pala. Parang dito nga may nasabi na ano. Yung sa comment. Parang way... Excuse me. Parang way lang nila na excuse me. Para ma-release yung bagong update. Damn, di ko alam. Di ko na pinpoint. Saan yun? Destiny. Yes. Saan yun? From the beginning. And a new chapter of what? A new chapter? Hindi ka tinutukoy nito yung Angels of Zariman or Sart Upsart. Siguro nga. Kala ko ayoko baka inisip ko kasi tinutukoy nito na ano eh. Yung bagong ano yun? Snack. Biscuit. Baka kasi tinutukoy nito na ano eh. Yung sa related sa bagong feature quest. Massive quest. Yan. 2 replies. Ano sinabi niya? Si Damald. Ano mald? Cope. Si Damald. Cope sit. Cope sit. Ano? Big spin. Cope sit. Cope sit. Malt. Meaning. It's... Ano? Damn, baka ano yun? Not safe for
this
work.
episode of Death Battle
Ano siya eh. Ang cute ano siya eh. Cute characters. Baka ma-demonetize. Baka ma-age restricted pa tong video. Destiny. Saan yun? How does everyone feel about the conclusion? Reply. As it should be. Conclusion. Fast. Then baka I will. Now. Shut the fuck up. Do people actually play Murphy? Yes. 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 Like. Play Warframe. It's free. I am not sponsored, by the way. Free naman yan eh. Tagal na. 2013. Still in beta. Di pa nga matapos-tapos yan. Damn, papatanjit ulit ako eh. Yan, beta pa rin siya. Since 2013. Parang nagsimula ako ng maglaro ng Warframe ng ano eh. Yung na-release si Valkyr. Ganun katagal. Ganun ng katagal. Tapos, tayo, mapapatangent. Enough. Is sponsored by Warframe. I wonder who might... Hindi lang naman ako eh. Excuse me. Hindi nga lang talaga ako yung nag-came up with such conclusion. I wonder. Kanina pa nga tapos, kanina pa nga pa rin tapos yung video. Kanina, no? Kanina pa tapos yung video. Live reaction. Yan. Thanks for watching. Sa mga nakatagal. Yan. Nagbabasa na lang ako ng comments eh. Damn you, Wiz. Ano ba to? Negative o positive na remark, comment, opinion. This is the longest ad I ever sat through. Wala namang ad. Anong ad? Listen guys. Ever heard of saying, if it's broken, if it's not broken, don't fix it? Well, putting yourselves in the fight just took away the magic of it. We came for the nerd numbers. Techno know-how. Baka yun yung tinutukan eh. Wind. And fights. Not the host. Not the host. Not the host. Ayun, nakiki-commenter kasi si ano. Sa small part. Some changes for the analysis. Atlas can control rock. Bakit? Yun nga rin. Bakit ni mention si Atlas o kaya si Nova? At saka si Nova? Excalibur fight lang naman to. Sa ano ko eh. Yun nga, sa speculative ano ko. Ano lang talaga siya. Hindi naman yung 100%. Yung parang ano talaga siya. Excalibur at saka yung mga gear at saka companion niya yung kinakalaban ni Raiden. Pero dito sa nangyari sa Death Battle ano eh. Parang 2 beses ni-mention si Atlas at si Nova. No connection. Papansin ko lang. Hindi naman ako ano eh. Kumukontra eh. Bakit ganun? Ewan ko, hindi naman ako ano eh. Writer. Baka may alam sila na ano. Missing out sa akin. So utok. Yun lang yung ano. Something na hindi ko na gagets. Yun baka alam nila. Plus Warframe. Warframes aren't even pure metal. Reinforced flesh, like much like Armstrong. Stick manipulating Earth is Atlas. Atlas whole stick. So I don't think that was actually a test of strength. Ang comment nito. Hindi naman related kay Excalibur eh. Tekman. Ayun ko, baka may something lang akong hindi nagagets. Kaya di sa akin nare-reach yung yung pa-mention kay Atlas at saka kay Nova. Yun lang. Agent 47 versus John Wick. Di naman Warframe related yan ah. Ito. 12-16. Yun. Artemis bow sa weapon type.
Acidic needles.
Artemis. No ano. Artemis bow kay Ibarra yan. Ibarra. O ano. Bakit nila dinagdag yung Artemis bow? Magagamit ba ng ibang frame? Sabi ni ano. Ang isa, inaano ko lang.
He has, and I'm not exaggerating here, over 500 different named weapons.
Man, he sounds like a one-man army.
Oh,
Yan sabi ni Finley Morris. Offer 04. Yan sabi niya nga lang, pinunta niya nga lang din eh. Yan, parang fail din sa part ng ano Death Battle ko sino man yung editor, writer. Yun nga, baka fail din sa part nila. Magsusuri. Bakit ako magsusuri na ano naman ah? Make sense naman ah.
acidic needle.
Artemis po. Baka ano lang. Ano ba to? Parang fault. Parang minor fault na sa part ng Death Battle. Baka. 12-6. Ito yata ano. Sabi. Pindot ko na yun eh. Second time. Feels very similar to yung first. Ano yun? Itang. Yang. Kaya baka may ano eh. Age restriction. Ano eh. Next time ko panunurin ko na to sana. Kapag tapos na ang stream. Di na related sa ano ko eh. Di na related sa stream ko eh. Comments ulit. Last comment. Wow. Wow. Who would have guessed that the one sponsoring the video would win? What an upset. Edit. Inedit niya no. Limao. And they basically said that at the end, even if Raiden could get enough hits and kill Excalibur, then I would still be alive. And you people still think it was a fair match. Sabi ko na nga ba eh. Marami lang talagang ano yung Warframe players eh. Tenno sa kalaban na katulad ni Raiden. Damn, talo si Raiden. Ano to? Skitty.
Battle. Quick disclaimer, Digital Extremes and the Warframe team did not dictate the victor of this episode, nor even the matchup. They were fine with it going either way, and we wouldn't have accepted the sponsorship otherwise. So we're really thankful to them for understanding this show. Remember, you can get a free collection of Excalibur.
Disclaimer. Saan yung comment na, last comment na inana ko? Yes! Dude. Damn, baka iba na ako. Baka iba na ako eh. Skitty. Dude. It's extremely hilarious. People would believe they're biased just because of the sponsor, even though at the end of the video, Ben Singer literally said the sponsor had nothing to do with the matchup or research. Ano to, parang white net. The 15th. Ano to? And you believe him? Of course, they would say that to make it seem fair. Atomic Flounder 42. Dude. Ayos ah. Magka-comment ba kaya si ano? The 15th. 5 replies na saan yung pangatlo. Dude, deleted. Ano nangyari? Siya pala yung original poster. Dude, 5 replies tapos dinilit. Ewan ko, baka spam naman. Kaya hindi ko makita. Tapos na tignan nyo na lang ang video ng Death Battle. Excalibur vs Raiden. Warframe vs Metal Gear Death Battle. Videos. Kung gusto nyo lang naman makita yung mga the rest of the comments. By now, siya?
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored.
2,600 kanina. 593 na lang. Ano nangyari? Dude, parang nabawasan. 3,000. 2,000 ba? 2,600 yung nakita. 3,593 comments. Baka next day o kaya sa susunod na mga araw, ano na yun? Excuse me. 10,000 plus. Dislikes? 2K. Dislike. 13 likes. Ano siya? Rate. My rating is 10. Perfect. Ano lang siya? Mababa. Baka 4 out of 10. Sasabihin, gusto mo lang yung nangyari sa may speculation. Ang bilis ng laban nila. Fast pace talaga yung fast pace yung mga pangyayari. Tsaka yun din yung ang bilis ng mga pangyayari, yung wala man lang ibang operator mode man lang. Operator mode. Specters. Yung mga lich na specters. Dude, laban ni Raiden. Yan nga yung disclaimer. Ano ko lang to, speculative scenario. On my opinion. Yan nga. Dito sa akin nga, sa scenario na ginawa ko, siya yung parang si Raiden, yung parang with the help of Blade Wolf, yung kaya naman nilang i-handle si si Raiden. At saka yung mga Blade Wolf. At saka yung kaya naman nila i-handle si Excalibur at saka yung mga gear at saka specters niya. Yung pang-spam lang ba? Tsaka kabat din. Companion. Yun. Pero in the end, parang ano talaga. With the help of Operator. Tsaka Arcane. Schools. Ability. Schools. Yun. Marami lang talagang tricks yung Warframe 10 for Raiden to para manalo si Raiden. Yung maka-survive si Raiden yung ganun. Matatalo talaga siya. Kaya even sa speculative scenario ko, nanalo si Excalibur. Si Operator pala. At saka si Excalibur. Yung Warframe niya. 4 out of 10. 4 kasi at least meron ng death battle yung Warframe. Yun. Masaya. Rin. Parang maganda sa pakiramdam na nakatungtong din yung laro na madalas kong nilalaro sa death battle. Ay, my bad, my apologies. Pero siya mabilis yung mabilis yung laban nila. At saka yun na nga rin yung introduction kay Raiden. Nung siya yung parang naglalakad lang sa Raiden happens to stumble upon an foundry. Ganun. Saan ba? Yan. Bakit may foundry dyan? Nasa orbiter yun Sabihin, masyado ka-technical. Nagano na nga ako. Yung pinapoint out ko kung bakit mababa yung 4 out of 10 yung score ko. Bakit? Yun na nga rin yung sa mabilis yung mga pangyayari. At saka yung the way na inintroduce si Raiden kay Excalibur. Parang bakit nandun yung founder Kasi sa ni-write down ko siya parang lang ba? Introductory yung may at least may make sense na kung bakit si Raiden mapapadpad sa Warframe universe. Yan. Si Raiden's yung nga bang si Raiden na sa ride niya, nalaglag sa rift. Tapos nag-cut off sa second scene. Yan, Excalibur just claimed and then equipped a max arcane from trading. Yun, naganda na siya para sa mission. Excalibur headed to the Plains of Idol. Siguro bagong siya. Bagong add-on. Yung parang hardcore difficulty ba? Kaya normal revive. Normal revive. Parang disabled. Yun. Raiden enters the atmosphere. Yan na rin. Yung parang at least plausible na kung bakit si Raiden napadpad sa Warframe universe. Yun. Ito yung this is what I came up with. Pero sa sa Warframe, sa ginawa ng that battle, siya? Raiden just simply stumbled upon a foundry, to which Excalibur Excalibur.
Are you seeing this?
Ayun o. At to which Excalibur happened to going back to claim something absurd. Yan. Diyan lang sila nag-meet. Sabihin, masyado kong critical. Hindi naman. Inaano ko lang kung bakit 4 out of 10 yung parang scoring ko sa laban. Pero even though na masaya ako na nandiyan na yung Warframe sa Death Battle, parang yun ba, parang nga siya yung nagpapa sa ko, parang hindi siya, parang di ko feel na legit or justifiable yung nangyari kay Raiden. Dagdag pa yung mabilis na nga, yung sinasabi ko pa kanina, mabilis yung pacing ng laban. Ano nga lang siya Sanggaan, firing back, tapos tinik na ni Raiden yung Reaper mode, marama sa blade, tapos nagte-take damage na yung ability yung weapon ni Excalibur. At some point nga yata parang nag si Lotus. Ano nga ba ito? Parang tinutulungan si Ten na may something. Yun, inano niya, tinonjure ni Lotus yung Galaxian.
Not done yet. I'm searching your Warframe's power system.
I'm searching your Warframe power system. Then pwede pala sabihin, bakit yung mo, yung sinusulat mo, siya? Yun yan, sinabi ko nga dito. Yung ganito, yung parang bagong lugar siya, kaya yung mga nangyari, tumalsik yung tapos sabihin, bakit ka-critical? Kung yung sa sinulat mo, parang ewan. Yes, you too have point. In-spawn ni Lot. Bakit hindi si Ordis? No,
You're not done yet. I'm searching your Warframe's power systems.
Here, a collection. Give me the Koba. Koba Arcus. Galaxian. Hindi Pantasma. Tatlong dual elements. Laban ni Raiden. Pero ito Galaxian yung binigay ni Lotus. Chinus. Ska na ulit. Tids, ano nangyari kay Raiden? Hindi na pinakita yung katawan.
It's finished.
Dude, skin yata yun
It's finished.
Damn, skin naman. Free skin. Free skin. Damn, ano nangyari kay Raiden?
Excellent.
Damn, ano nangyari? Nahati. Slow motion natin. Dids, si Raiden. Dids. Shit. Damn, patay si Raiden.
Excellent work, Tenno. Now for the founder.
Warframe player naman ako eh. Pero, patay si Raiden eh. Ayun, durog. Dids. Yeah, my. Superhero landing. Damn, muramasa ng Dragon ni Kana 2.3. Dude, muramasa. High frequency blade. Ano to, foreshadowing na free stuff. Kaya event stuff. Damn, di. Baka naman. Di. Muram high frequency blades sa Warframe. Ano to, foreshadowing? Dude. Inamatay nga si Sam, di ba? Parang pinick up ni Raiden yung high frequency blade, tapos in the end binigay din ni Blade Wolf yung high frequency blade kay Raiden. Baka ito parang foreshadowing siya na magkakaroon yung Warframe ng ano, parang cross nga ba to? Parang high frequency blade na version. Yung gift lang ba? Ewan ko, do not quote me on that. Baka ano, foreshadowing nga.
Work, Tenno. Now for the foundry.
Nasaan si operator? Yan nga rin. Walang operator. Dito nga sa ginawa ko ano eh. May yung sa hindi ko naman siya ginawa na parang ini-spam ni Excalibur si operator. Parang ginawa ko lang ano, sa bandang dulo lang nagsimulang i-utilize ni Excalibur si operator. Yun lang. Yung parang doon pa lang siya si operator pa lang nagsimulan na maging present sa scene. Yun. Pero dito sa ano eh, sa gawa ng Death Battle, ano, walang operator. Ordis, dude. Si Ordis kahit annoying yan, ano yan. Parang siya talaga yung natira sa isang quest. No spoilers. No spoilers. Ano nga ba ito? No spoilers. Hindi ko naman in-spoil eh. Yun nga rin. Bakit wala si Ordis? Ano na nga? Ano to? Nasa quest of nagka-quest si ano? Excalibur, kaya nandiyan si Lotus. Mali ko eh. Nag-spitballing lang naman ako eh. Sa kung bakit ganyan yung nangyari. Lotus. Mas blade. Foreshadowing. Ito rin yan. Ano to? Skin. Anong skin yan? Tawag sa skin. MGS skin. Proto skin. Robotic siya eh. Ano, parang Excalibur na may plate na ano, something. Parang resembles Raiden. Damn. Do not quote me. Nahuhula lang ako. Ano to, ano? Foreshadowing na skin. Tapos na eh. Saan nga ba ako natapos dito? Saan ako tapos? I will Tandaan ko na. Parang dito na ako eh. Parang masyado akong nakaread daw sa mga comments. Bago ko umpisan tong speculative scenario ko. Dito yata. Dito yata. Baka. Parang. As Raiden was about to deliver his killing blow, Excalibur just stood idle in front of Raiden. Raiden thinks that Excalibur was going to use another mecha again, only to be presented. Damn, dito yata ako eh. Baka dito nga. Raiden came up with the conclusion that Excalibur was just making all this up, and the child operator was just another vessel that the real Excalibur currently residing in. Raiden proceeded to strike down the child operator. Operator uses void mode to avoid Raiden's attack, then cast an ability that slows Raiden. Yung ano ba? Sa school na tinik ni operator. Yung school na nagbibigay ng ability sa operator, gano'n. Yan. Yan yung nangyari kay nag-affect kay Raiden. Raiden understands that the slowed effect he was under was not anything fatal, and it's quickly dissipating. Siguro, ano yung ginawa ni operator dyan? Low rank. Kaya nafe-feel ni Raiden na saglit ng effect. Operator then transference back to Excalibur, then runs to a dagger laying from the ground. Raiden regains posture, then quickly charges at Excalibur. Excuse me. Yan, patapos na yan. Parang ano na to eh. Parang last part na ng parang 50-50 na silang naglalaban. Yung state nila. Operator transference out in front of Excalibur uses void mode, then cast an ability. Casts an ability. A ring of energy to the ground. Yun nga, isa sa mga ability ng school na pinik ni operator. Alam niya naman yan. Parang meron kayong idea na kung anong school. Energy base. Raiden sees this, that he circled around and goes for a slash. Goes to slash operator. Operator casts an ability that hits Raiden, then uses void mode. That hits Raiden. Yun, mabagal kasi si Raiden. Na-slowed siya. Tapos tinamaan pa rin. Natamaan pa rin. Then uses void mode. But Raiden already know this slowing ability, and he just took it just to get really close to the operator. Yun. Parang ano na si Raiden dito eh. Parang desperado na talaga siyang maano si Excalibur na nasa pinaposes yung bata eh. Si operator. Then he cancels out his attack to anticipate what operator will going to do. Operator with Magnus Lockdown. Arcane yan. Operator while in void mode then uses void sling. True Raiden. True Raiden. That ano ka to? That Raiden gotten completely caught at yun na slow, diba malapit na si Raiden, na slow pa siya, yun, kaya parang ano na siya, na parang open siya sa mga attack ng operator. Sa scenario ko lang naman, hindi ko naman sinasabing yun dapat. Disclaimer. That Raiden gotten completely caught. Damn, baka tama na to. Caught. That gotten completely caught. Ito na, tapos na. Raiden's high frequency blade flew off from his hand. Na-disarm si Raiden dyan. That it got switched with a Shiv dagger instead and simultaneously can't move at all. That he completely tethered to the ground. Yun nga yung Magnus Lockdown. Nahuli na talaga si Raiden dyan. The moment Raiden was incapacitated, operator transference back to Excalibur steps on the ring of energy that's still active. Operator ability cast Radial Blind. Damn, overpowered na. Yun nga, medyo overpowered yung ginawa ko. Kaya, pero not as overpowered sa dito sa scenario 4. Yung scenario 1, 2, 3, and 4, ano lang naman yun. Yung parang yung possibilities na kung mananalos yung either side. Yun. Scenario 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yung ginawa ko sa kanila. Dito. Cast Radial Dito. Cast Radial Blind. OP. Killing blow. Then proceeded to finish off Raiden using exalted blade. That battle announces Excalibur wins. Rest in peace, Raiden. Ano ko lang naman to speculative scenario. Yun na. Warframe ulit. Paint X. Paint X. Paint X. Paint X. Sin-setup ko lang yung Paint X. Paint.net X Yun, tapos na ang video nag-react na ako. Hindi naman yung completely technical na criticism, pero yun lang. 4 out of 10 yung score na ginawa ko kay that battle. Even though na mali yung pagkakaano even though na masaya ako na at pabor sa akin na makita na yung Warframe sa that battle, yun nga 4 out of 10 yung score. Bakit kasi hindi ko magets bakit si Metal Gear Solid yung ikinumpit sa Warframe. Dapat Yun nga, in-expect ko talaga, in all honesty, Destiny yung i-compete sa Warframe. Yung poster boy ba ng Destiny versus kay poster boy ng Warframe. Pero shocking sa akin na nangyari, si Raiden yung kinumpit. Metal Gear Solid. Yun nga din, mabilis yung pace ng laban. Tapos yung introduction kay Raiden na nasa harap ng Foundry na naabutan ni Excalibur. Tapos yun na yun, laban na sila. Si Ordis, dude. Wala si Ordis. Galaxian. Anong Galaxian? Dapat natarok naman. Yung para lang ba ma-highlight yung mga weapons sa quest. Glaive. Anong glaive? Sa ano nga ba tawag dito? Glaive. Yung parang homage sa first game, sa mga early game ng Digital Extreme. Yun. Sa laro na yata yun, parang ano siya. Parang yung glaive yung weapon ng character. Do not quote me on that. Parang yun lang yung natatandaan ko . Hindi naman ako player ng early games ng Digital Extremes. Kaya hindi ko alam. Parang yun lang yung ko impression. Kaya nga do not quote me on that . Yun. Yun lang ang aking impression, reaction, and conclusion. Yun din, nalulupit na ng Hindi lang naman ako nag-iisang may ganun na opinion . Diba kita nyo rin yung yung mga nagko-comment na similar sa aking hinanaing ba? Hinanaing. Anong hinanaing? Hinanaing. Paint.net yung gamit ko . Wala akong Photoshop. Kaya my apologies. Ito yung ko . Parang papatangent na naman ako . Yung kampante akong gamitin. Paint.net. Free lang siya. Tapos, ganun din, yung mga plugin. Damn, papatangent lang. Yan. Tapos na ang aking live reaction. 2 hours 47 minutes. Thanks for watching. Parit naman. Parit. Comment your opinion. Kung may nasabi lang naman akong yung pwedeng may tuwid, yung makount, yung maling nasabing ganun. By the way, yung ko nga pala, notepad, purely lang yan. Just my opinion. This is not by all means a spoiler. This was purely just my speculation. Yan. May speculation. Parang disclaimer. Baka kasi may manonood na yun lang yung nakita . Nagkanda sat ako sa kung ano . Pero hindi na po nakita yung yun nga. Anong siya? Opinion ko lang naman. Just as I expected. Hindi ko nga hindi ako satisfied sa mga pangyayari. Yun nga, nasabi ko na kanina, mabilis. Si Ortiz. Introduction ng kung bakit si Raiden nandun. Yun. At saka, yung the fact na Ganyan. Yun. Kaya medyo ano ako. May mga nasasabing kung ano. Yun na. Rate. Comment. Yun na. Thanks for watching. Maraming salamat sa mga manonood. Sa mga nanood. Sa nanood. Yan. You're the boss. Ayos yan. Neutral yan. You're the boss. Yan. Hanggang sa susunod. Hanggang sa muli.